welcome back to the channel. So we're going to finish our series off today of noodling, i.e. when you're just sat watching the TV and you're just playing around. It helps develop your hand dexterity, those fingers, but it also helps you I don't know, let's say you want to write a song when you can just be sat watching telly. You start playing around, noodling, and then you come up with a song. It's a great tool to use on this little series that I'm doing. It's all in the key of A. In a few months I might do another one in a key of C maybe, or the key of G. But for me personally, the key of A and E are my favourite to solo and noodle in, just because of the certain shapes. The last two videos I've shown you, check out my playlists if you want to go check them out before you move on to this one. And just a quick one, please push that like button, it makes so much difference. The algorithms get hold of it and it just goes back out there. So what I previously covered was how to play around like three different chord shapes. There. Lead work and certain chords there. Then I showed you a scale on the B string. The good old B string.
Bees buzz about his
butthole.
Also, stick around until the end, because what I talk about what I'm going to be doing in my next video. I'm going to start a new playlist, like a project, let's call it. If you're wanting to write music and record music on a very cheap level. Like I say, stick around till the end. I'll talk about that a bit more in depth. I think you're going to love that if you're a songwriter. So when I'm playing today, I may struggle at certain bits. I've damaged my finger. Do you know when you cut your nails too short and it hurts like a mother hubbard? And just before we get started, I've talked about this before, because my channel is growing, again, push that like button and pop a comment, because that helps with the algorithm, and also subscribe, that'd be lovely. So Canada is now my third biggest country at, I think it's 8%. So hello to you guys. The original idea was I was going to show you something on the first 3 frets, then I was going to show you a lot of things around the last 3 frets, but then I was going to show you how you can go from between, because that's the thing, some people struggle about going up and down the fretboard, and they get stuck going up and down that way instead of obviously that way, which is much more constructive. So like I said, what I did last time, I did a scale on the B string and I showed you some triads in the middle just so you can link them. Please go check out those 2 videos first, because I think it'll help going into this one. So I'm going to show you a quick scale, again a quick scale on the G string. We're going to do it on the G string today. So wherever I land on that G string, that's going to be the bass note of the triad. Regardless of if it's major or minor, that's going to be the bass note. So if you think about the A major scale, how do we do that on the G string? So we're going to start on the A. So very similar vibe to the last one. So that's good for your fingers. As you can see, I actually changed my position. That's the first bit, look. So you get a good idea of obviously ascending and descending, but also sliding techniques. So you're going to learn, so check out that, get fluid with that. And then ideally, you know the notes along that fretboard. So these are the 2 shapes we're going to do. Remember, it's on the G string, so wherever I land on the G string, that's the bass note within the scale of A. Check out my previous videos if you want to have chords in the key of A. So we're going to start on A. So the bottom 3 strings here, look. I will do a close-up later so you can see what my fingers are actually doing. So that's kind of the first shape, and then that's the second shape. So you may have seen that already in things you've been doing. So the second shape, because that's kind of an open chord, then that's the shape in question, look. Remember, it's all on the bottom 3 strings. The whole of this noodling series is all on those bottom 3 strings. So major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, And then this is the black sheep I mentioned. Check out my previous video if you're not too sure what I mean by this. But every major scale has a black sheep, i.e. that 7th chord, you have to flatten that 5th. Reason being, if I show you here, look, so if that's the A, and then if we go down, so then 8, 7. So if that's the 7th chord and so that chord here, it's going to be a minor still, because remember, major and minor. But because of that look here, what's the wrong problem? So this little boy here, or the black sheep here, should be flattened. So however you want to play that chord, not many people do play the 7th, or you may hear flat 7. So if you look at the scale, that note's not there, unless you're playing like a bluesy riff. So that one's only black sheep. So as we go minor, we're going to do that. Now me personally, I probably would never play that. If anything, I wouldn't flatten it, I'll make it sharp. But that's basically just an E shape. So we're going to do it properly. So we're going to flatten that 5th look. And then obviously we end on A. So that's it today, really. And then just go down with the chords. So there, my friends, is your noodling blueprint. So now you've learnt the triads on the bottom 3 strings, major, minor, and that black sheep. But also you've learnt the chords, you've learnt how to go up and down on 2 strings. If you want to, guys, take this a little bit further, do exactly the same on the bottom string. So I'll leave that guy up to you, so you should be able to work it out, because you're going to learn thoroughly, hopefully, thoroughly the notes on that A string. So eventually that will become so fluid to you. So if someone's just, you can just go. Lot of fun there for you guys, so check out that. I'm going to put this in the songwriting playlist, so please go check out my playlist. So I have a songwriting playlist, but I'm also going to put it in the key of A playlist.
That was downright slick.
So thank you so much for watching. That's been the end of our noodling series. If you want to know anything more specific, pop me a comment, please push the like button, and I'll always respond to you. I'm not ignorant, I'm actually a nice person. So as always, stay foolish and rock it!